The first few days of Europe by bike had been physically and mentally very exhausting, and I realized that I would actually need an extra day to get to Budapest, but I had no time for it. At the same time, I was registered for an online event of his team, so in addition to cycling, I also had to attend online meetings in the afternoon. I was far from certain that I would be able to manage both.
20,000 kilometers by bike, sleeping outdoors and joining the craziest student events. A story about open borders, intercultural understanding and searching for a European identity. My name is Jonathan and I'm presenting Europe by Bike 25.
Leaving Vienna felt easy, but finding my way proved more difficult than I had imagined. However, as soon as I left the city, I saw the first signs for Bratislava. No sooner had I arrived in Bratislava than I was already on my way again. The conditions for cycling were perfect and I wanted to cover as many kilometers as possible. I will never forget that day full of sweat, adventure and beautiful landscapes. The cycle track seemed to stretch endlessly along the Danube. The road quality was far better than the standard in Germany, and I let the tailwind carry me into the deep night. Here I am riding on the Slovakian side of the Danube, but Hungary is already visible on the other bank. 160 kilometers per day, I could only laugh at this barrier. After spending the night in Slovakia, I was about to cross the border into Hungary. Fortunately, I found this cafe in Tatabánya where I could sit comfortably and attend the first meeting. The event was called Training Next Leaders, and it was about learning everything about the perspective of a leader in his team for the next mandate. It was already late when I left the cafe, and I still had to find a place to sleep, which is not so easy in Hungary. Today I had to arrive in Budapest for the online event in the early afternoon. was only 40 kilometers away, but shortly after setting off it started to rain. Some people will still remember this hostel from the council meeting in 2023. In any case, I had a great time here again.